Okay. So, hello and welcome to Vogue Knitting Live online. And my name is Kari Capone. I live in Maplewood, New Jersey, and I started the spinning hand in 2015. I started because I was working at a local yarn store in Maplewood and it closed. The owner moved to the West Coast, and I still had all of these wonderful knitting students. I was teaching beginner students mostly, and I wanted to have some sort of kit that I could give to the students so that when we met, they already had the yarn that they needed to be successful. They already had the needles that fit with the yarn, and they already had a pattern that they could read the first time going into it, and not be overwhelmed. I find that local yarn stores are so gorgeous. It's like going into a candy store, and it's hard to know what to choose at first blush. I remember going into a local yarn store right in South Orange, near where I live, and there was a little girl. She was maybe 8 or 9 years old. Her mom wanted her to learn how to knit, or she wanted to learn how to knit. Her mom was ready to buy the yarn, and the local yarn store owner gave her this like fingering weight Malabrigo, and it was expensive for a beginner, for a beginning knitter, especially for a child. And it took a long time just to wind the yarn into a cake. And so the whole experience, I think, was a little overwhelming. So at the spinning hand, I try to eliminate that frustration by providing kits that give you everything you need to have success. So now, of course, as happens when you're successful at learning how to knit, um, my customers are more and more established and more successful, and they want trickier patterns. They don't want to just make a garter stitch scarf. So in the last 3 years, I've started a knitting kit subscription club. So every quarter or every month, you can get a new knitting project delivered to your doorstep. And those kits include everything you need to make an accessory. So it's 1 to 2 skeins of luxury yarn. And I say luxury, meaning it's something you can't get at a big box store. It's local yarn store yarn or independent dyer yarn. So very high quality. And then we design a pattern specifically for that yarn. One of the things that, again, when I worked at the local yarn store, I could see the customers sometimes just saying, I love all this yarn, but what do I make? What do I make with it? So I personally knit every kit that I send out so that I can work out any tricky bits. We also have test knitters, and we also have a tech editor, so that just the number of mistakes that you're going to find in our patterns is very, very, very low, which is such a relief that that these patterns that come with each month's box are carefully vetted and carefully tested. So you get the yarn, you get the pattern. We have also included so many different knitting accessories over the months, over the years, I guess now. So if you sign up for our deluxe kits, then you do get the needles that are required for each kit. And we send out Addy needles, we send out Leica needles. So we really try to do high end, like Lantern Moon. We collaborate with small businesses, and especially women-owned businesses in the United States, to provide things like stitch markers, lip balms, candles, gifts, project bags, hand sewn project bags, and we really try to give you a nice mix so that over 4 quarters or 6 months or 12 months, you have a beautiful variety in your club. So the third thing and the last thing I want to talk to you about today is our Mini Skeins Club. This is a brand new club. We just started this fall. Margaret is an inaugural member. And so what the Mini Skeins Club is, every month we send you 5 mini skeins, and we are going to send you the same brand in 1 month. So 5 of the same brand in 1 month, but a different brand every month. So far we've had brands like we sent out Ella Ray Lace Merino, and we just are sending out Alexandra the Art of Yarn. And then starting in January, we are having collaborations with brands like Sassy Black Yarns and Hypnotic Yarn and Yarnette and plenty plenty of different yarn companies and indie dyers are in the queue. So I just found out today, and I'm very excited about this, that we are going to be providing a free sweater pattern to everyone who joins our knitting kit club for 2024. So let me just let me put the link in here. So you can get $5 off your first box. And if you're in the US, the club is $29.95 a month, but that includes free shipping. And if you're outside the US, you do have to pay some shipping, but you can talk to me so that I'm just charging you exact shipping. So if you go to thespinninghand.com and look at our treats page, you can get $5 off your first month. And also we're having a special for 2024 that if you prepay for the year, you get 2 months free. Let me just give you the link for that as well. And then you'll also see the third treat that I have for you today is if you go on the spinninghand.com treats page, you can get any of our patterns for free on Ravelry. You get a pattern for free using the code, I think it's VKL23. So the link to all the patterns is right there on that page. So please feel free to use it. I don't think the discounts expire until like March. So you could take your time, take a look, get your free pattern, and check out the Mini Skeins Club. So what we're going to do is later in December, we're going to send each person who joins the quilted pullover pattern. So this is by designer Kimberly. I don't know how to say her last name, McAlinden, I think. And so it's a beautiful way to use up your minis, to use future minis, and to just really design this sweater so that it has the colors that you want. So yeah, so definitely check out our treats, check out our minis club. I'm going to stop recording and then we can have a little Q&A. Go.